Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In a previous session, we were discussing about Standard 12, Introduction to Computer subject, chapter number 2, and that is Cascading Style Sheet and JavaScript. Now, we already completed our session regarding Cascading Style Sheet, and today we will talk about JavaScript. Now students, I just want to make your knowledge update that as far as marks concerned, this lesson carry out a very high volume of marks because before the syllabus reduction announced, it carry out 10 marks, that is highest marks in our syllabus per chapter. And when we will receive the blueprint from the board authority, my experience is that this chapter definitely comes with the highest marks. So observe well, and JavaScript is your one type of base as far as scripting language concern. Okay. Now we will talk about what is scripting language. Now you see, in HTML we learn how to design the form like this. You can able to see we design the form where we enter the name and we enter the email ID and all those things. Okay, but how to check, how to validate whether the data enter is correct or incorrect? For example, in name, if somebody enter 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, like something like this, and try to submit the form, then see, HTML is used for designing purpose. HTML is not aware that 1321654 cannot be the name of anybody. That HTML is not aware. So what to do? Because HTML is markup language. It just used for designing purpose. To solve this problem, we need to associate with scripting language. And scripting language has all the majority qualities of programming language. So in that case, we will learn scripting language. If you able to understand scripting language, then there is a good news for you, because on the basis of scripting language, we have a programming language. Another clarification I want you to be update, that is JavaScript, okay, and Java. They are two different things. JavaScript is basically scripting language, and Java is object oriented programming language. Clear? Both are highly different. This is very vast, and this is very narrow as far as website concerned. Since the names sound together, people understand both are same. Some says that Java is advanced version of JavaScript. Totally stupidity. Both are different. This is scripting language and this is programming language. So first we will talk about scripting language. Now HTML was originally used to control the appearance of the web page, how your web page appear. The web page is designed using HTML where static. Now static means what? After web page open, you can't do anything. It's called static web page. So the web page which you create in HTML language, they are called static web page. Static means stable. Stable means after you open the page, you can't do anything. And it could not be changed after the browser render open them. For example, you want to calculate bill of the product purchased by a customer, then that is not possible by HTML, because HTML can't do after page open. However, with the growth of internet, people determine that websites to have greater interactivity, websites require to be interactive, more communicative, and better visual design. But HTML could only provide static web page, and in static web page, after page open, you can't do anything. Thus, the demand of more interactivity created the need for new web programming language. There is a demand for new web programming language, and hence, please mark very important sentence. Netscape developed JavaScript. JavaScript is developed by Netscape company. And JavaScript is a scripting language, whereas HTML is markup language. And that allows you to add programming aspects to your web pages. Programming aspects means what? Calculations, conditions, testing, okay, conclusions. These all are the essential elements of programming language. So that aspects you can add in the website with the help of scripting language, and that is JavaScript. Now, a scripting language is, a simple, lightweight programming language, and that does not contain the advanced programming functionality of the language like C and Java. See here, very clear-cut difference is given. That scripting language is simple to write, lightweight programming language, easy to understand, and it does not contain advanced feature like programming language C and programming language Java. And JavaScript is used in a web page to improve the design and check the validity of data, the forms. As I told you, whether a person enter valid data or not, that can be checked by the help of JavaScript. Now it adds interactivity, communication to HTML pages and insert it directly into HTML code. Along with your HTML tags, you can able to add JavaScript. So both can work together. HTML and JavaScript both can work together. Today, mostly all the web browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer support JavaScript. And using JavaScript, a web page no longer remains static, but it can include coding that allows interactivity with user, where user can input something and can get output. Control the browser, that's important, please mark. You can go for interactivity with user. Okay, you can control the browser and dynamically create HTML content. Now, interactivity with user means what? User can do activity after web page open. Control the browser means you have the whole control of browser. When your web page open, okay, it is up to you what you want to show and what you don't want to show. For example, I can create a web page that when it open in the browser, okay, this minimize button is inactive, restore button is inactive. Okay, I can able to do this with the help of scripting language, that is called control the browser. And dynamically create the HTML content. You can able to create HTML content, but dynamic. Dynamic means what? You can able to do something after web page open. Static means what? You cannot do anything after web page open. Dynamic means what? You can able to open and you can able to change whatever you want based on your requirement after web page open. Now the next point we have to go for, that is, we learned how to create forms using Composer. We already discussed. Now when the user enters the data in the form, he might leave some of the important fields empty or may enter the data in a wrong format inside the field. That is what exactly I clarify over here. Either a person not enter the data which is required to be fill up compulsory, or fill up the wrong information. Okay. Or wrong format inside the field. In such cases, there must be some type of validation provided. We required some validation. We required something which cannot allow user to enter wrong data. And this validation will stop users from making mistakes. Now when the user enters wrong data or leaves a field empty, an error message should be generated. It must go for one error message. And the form should not be submitted. For example, here if a person try to enter 1 2 3 4 5 6 and try to submit the form, then the person must get the error message. Okay, and form should not be submit because we can't accept wrong data. Okay, now the most common form of a JavaScript application today is called client-side script, which runs inside a web browser. So it is called what? Client-side. Okay, we learned client and server long back. Client means a person who fill up and submit the form, and server means the computer which receive the form, accept the form. So we require client-side script. It is used to validate the data entered in the HTML form. The purpose of JavaScript is to validate, to check the data entered in HTML form on the client side before sending it to the server, before it submit to the server. Now using JavaScript, the form is generally checked for the following things. Okay, for example, has the user left any required field empty? You can check with the help of JavaScript whether, for example, here person enter the name but not mention email ID and try to submit. So has user try to skip any of the entity, any of the field? Then second is has user enter valid email address, whether user enter any correct email address. Now how email address can be correct? In email address, okay, it must be email address must be contain @ symbol. Okay, it must contain about the dot. Okay, so these are the essential criteria, okay, required to focus on. Okay, that email ID must be correct. Another part is check whether the content of two fields are same or not, whether the information entered by you about two, they are same or not. For example, sometimes it says that enter your password, okay, and then they say retype your password. Means what? The password which you enter and password which you retype both required to be same. Then has the user enter valid date, whether the date entered by the person is valid or invalid. Like for example, somebody tried to enter 31st February, then it cannot be considered as valid date. Has the user entered text in the numeric data field? Say for example, we are asking to enter the quantity, and instead of write quantity, for example 4, a person enter the spelling of FOUR 4. So these kind of things you need to check with the help of JavaScript. Before we start to learn how to validate the form regarding above matter, let us first learn how to write a JavaScript code. So here we will learn how you can able to write JavaScript code, how you can able to write JavaScript sentences, JavaScript instructions. Okay, so JavaScript code runs from within HTML web page, no need to create separate file, and thus the JavaScript code can be put directly inside the web page code as a separate section. I just practically demonstrate you. Now this is our normal HTML page. You can able to see HTML tag, head tag, title tag, okay, then slash head, and then we have a body tag. Okay, now the question comes here, how to write script. Now all JavaScript sentences you can mention between script and slash script. Remember, I clarify, all the JavaScript sentences must be between script tag and slash script tag. And script and slash script you can put between head and slash head also. And you can able to put it between body and slash body also. I repeat, script and slash script you can put between head and slash head also. And script and slash script you can put between body and slash body also. Okay, now read what is the textbook says. Now the script code is inserted into an HTML page using script and slash script tag, as I told you. The lines between the script and slash script tags contains the JavaScript code. Remember, please underline, very important sentence, JavaScript is case sensitive. Means whatever we are writing in JavaScript, we have to be very careful about capital and small. The instructions of JavaScript, if it is in small, then we also require to write in small. For example, if one sentence of JavaScript, the people who create JavaScript create that sentence in small, then we have to write that sentence compulsory in small. And the people who develop JavaScript, they develop a sentence in capital, then we need to write in capital compulsory, otherwise error message will show. Another meaning of case sensitive is, if you create something in JavaScript in capital, then you have to use them in capital. I repeat, JavaScript is a case sensitive means what? By two ways. The instructions of JavaScript, if it is in capital, then when you use them, you have to write in capital or small, vice versa. And if you develop something in JavaScript, your own, in capital, then when you use them, at that time also it required to be in capital. This is called case sensitive. It is called case sensitivity. So JavaScript is case sensitive. This sentence asked in board exam number of times. So please mark it as an important sentence. Okay, so now we will go ahead. Now the next part is JavaScript can be placed inside body and slash body, or head and slash head, or head and body section of HTML page, which I already demonstrate. Okay, script and slash script is between head and slash head, that is head section, and between body and slash body, that is body section. But generally it is preferred that the code placed in the head section. The script tag tells the browser to interpret all the text between the script tag as a script. So whatever you mention between script and slash script, consider as JavaScript sentence. So let us write a JavaScript code using source view in Composer that I already mentioned. This is the source view. Okay. Now here it is mentioned that on line number 8, between script and slash script, for us only this is important. What is mentioned between script and slash script? Document.write and in double quotes hello students. So I will write here, okay, document.write hello students. Now this sentence has a meaning. Document means your browser. This is your document, white area, your browser area. Write means write down. In your browser area, write down whatever mentioned inside double quotes, that will display as it is. Means if I go for save this file, and if I open this file, I hope you can able to see it shows hello students. So document means your browser output area, dot write means write down whatever mentioned in double quotes, that will display as it is. In double quotes if I mention, okay, computer, then it will display computer, doesn't matter, see, it display computer. But we learn somewhere students, JavaScript is case sensitive. If I put D capital, see, I hope you notice D is capital. Okay, now if I save this file and if I try to reopen this file, I hope you notice blank screen is there. Why blank screen is there? Because there is no instruction in JavaScript start with capital D. So capital and small matters a lot in JavaScript. Now, you can see inside the script tag, we have written a single statement, document.write. Hello students. Here write is a method which is a part of document object. Write is considered as method. Okay, and document is considered as object. The word before dot is known as object, and after dot is considered as either method or property. If it is with round bracket, I repeat, after dot, if it is with round bracket, then it is called function. And after dot, if it is without round bracket, it is called property. Now, the string to be displayed is passed as a variable. This is called string. Whatever you mention inside double quotes, it's called string. So string is passed as a variable to the method. Method means function. Document.write inside the bracket. Now, the next part is the semicolon in this figure at the end of the statement is optional in JavaScript. This semicolon is optional. The semicolon is used as a mark of separation rather than termination. It's not indicate that here sentence over, but it is indicate that these two sentences are separate. It indicates that this sentence and this sentence are separate. So semicolon is used as a separator. It's not considered as ending of a statement. Please be careful. Thus, if you place each statement on a new line, then you need not put a semicolon. For example, if you try to write like this, okay, semicolon is not required because your every sentence start with new line. In our example, even if we remove semicolon after document.write statement, the result would be the same. If you remove semicolon, yet result will be same. You see the result. Result is same. Okay. However, putting a semicolon is a good practice, programming practice. The output is, I already show you. Okay. So students, we will keep up to this today, and you can write your opinion in the comment section. I am waiting for your comment section, comments. Okay. Till then, please take care of yourself, students. Thank you.